Hi, typography. How you guys doing? So this is welcome to week 7 already. And week 6 recap type thing. So I just want to jump here into discussion board. Actually, let's go to learning modules, okay? And let's take a look at week 6. Then we'll take a look at what's upcoming here for week 7. But module 6, we have of course, our infamous module resources folder, which you guys should be your home away from home here, so to speak, in the course. So, of course, you have a few more great ones in week 6, and then I really want to point you to week 7 for the course, for the module resources. Really good stuff in there to get you, in the right direction before you submit your final project, which comes up in week 7. So anyways, back to week 6. So module resources, yes, and then typographic grid, history, origins. I mean, that's just a basic, read and report type thing. So hopefully, that discussion's still open, by the way, so we haven't wrapped that up. Then the short paper, typographic grid redesign. And then, of course, moving into week 7, and this typographic redesign was, I explained it a few different times. So it was basically just taking a bad, remember a couple weeks ago we did the bad, good grid, bad grid type thing that we turned in. Sorry about that. Anyways, I left off at the couple of weeks ago we had that example where we submitted our good and bad examples of typographic grid and layout. So I want you to take a look at your bad examples, and basically what you're going to do in this assignment is redesign a bad example. I didn't have a template here or anything for you guys to use. It was basically just find an example of a bad layout and redesign it and let's compare the two and be able to defend your decisions. Okay, so, and I honestly haven't got integrating that yet. So let's go ahead and move into learning module. Let's go to learning module 7. And let's see what we have in store for this week. This is it, guys. I mean, this is basically it. You're turning in your final this week. So a couple of things I want you to talk about. I want to talk about. So we have this discussion encoding meaning in a predetermined subject matter. This is your discussion board for this week. I just want you to take a look at this, and I want you to take it for what it's worth. Okay, it's an assignment. It's got points attached to it, but then just what I'm trying to say is gauge your time accordingly. Since you're turning your final in this week, take a look at what you need to do to finish your final. And then what you need, to get points on your final, and then what you need here to make this a feasible submission without spending all week on it. I hope that makes sense. What I'm saying is spend your time wisely. So if you need any help at all before you turn in week 7, please let me know. Please don't wait till the last minute. I think a lot of people have been really good about asking questions and asking for direction early in the week. So that's awesome. I hope you guys keep that up through this last week. I'm here to help you. I hope you guys remember that list. And let me just go real quick over to the announcements. And we had this list last week that I posted. And these are things that I'm going to consider fair game for. This is under, by the way, welcome to week 6. So these are things that I'm going to consider to be fair game. I'd like to see as many of these as possible. You have a 2-page spread, a contents page, and a cover spread to do it. So, I mean, when I ask for appropriately mixed typefaces, of course, an example of that would be, not using one typeface throughout the entire contents page. And while mixing those typefaces, appropriately choosing the typefaces to mix with one another. And of course, always be ready to defend those decisions. Hanging punctuation. A lot of these things, guys, we went through in class or were presented in some of the course materials. So they're fair game. Okay, if you have to look these up before you turn your final in, please do so. It's well worth the time that you will spend. doing it, okay? Because these are things I'm going to be directly looking for, all right? So that is that's week 7. So it's kind of a light module. I mean, um, of course, because you have to have time to finish this thing. It's worth a lot of points. It's worth a good portion of your grade, and I really want you guys to spend some time on it. Um, do some research, please, please research and just really get this thing polished. My goal, and everyone's doing really well. My goal is for you to be able to use this piece in your final, in your student portfolio when that time comes. And everybody's really heading in the right direction. So let's push this thing over the edge where we need to be this week before submitting, okay? But I promised I wanted to show you this week's module resources folder. Again, your home away from home page, no pun intended, but your home away from home kind of. So, and this week is certainly no exception to that pattern. So we have introduction to magazine layouts, InDesign, CS5. It doesn't matter, guys. CS5, CS6, CC. The tools mostly are the same, especially in InDesign. So keep that in mind if we're not specifically covering Creative Cloud or CS6 or whatever you're using. It's incumbent on you to find out where the differences, if any, might lie. Okay, so keep that in mind. But please do look at these tutorial videos. Here's another CS5 magazine layout, part 2, continuation of this one. Then you have article designing a magazine in Adobe InDesign, another really super resourceful, super useful resource. And then this is a video, so it's really super easy to watch. It's kind of fun too. These videos are awesome. Check those out too. So there's a lot here for you guys to check out before you turn in your final. So between the comments that your students have had, the comments that I've made, and all the announcements and all the posts and tutorials and everything, let's get this thing highly polished, and let's, let's grab a couple magazines this week, guys, and open them up on your studio desk or your work table and take a look at them and look at your magazine and see how it stacks up. And be critical on yourself, please. It's the only way to push yourself. So again, that's all I got, folks. Thank you very much, and I'm here. So contact me if you need help, and let's knock this thing out of the park. Okay? Thanks, guys.